mascara shield so you don't stick this in your eye. I think you've got bigger fish.
This is dangerous.
Right.
It's covered in spikes and things.
Hey! Hi! It's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, and I'm joined with my drag daughter, Wilhelmina Boxfarts.
Hello,
How are
world.
you?
I'm good.
Good. And we're here to review the second episode of Canada's Drag Race Season 2. I just want to send a shout out to Sean Smith. He sent me a bunch of these. These are mascara shields. I saw this on episode 1 of Season 3 of Drag Race UK and couldn't believe Scarlet Harlot was using them. I was just like, what the heck is that? Maybe they could drag queen name in junior school. Anyway, thanks, Sean. When I opened these, I laughed out loud. I thought this was the funniest thing I've ever seen. As we're sporting today, Denise Cherneau. Now, why are we favoring Denise Cherneau, you may ask? Well, Denise sent me this a while back. This is her design for the Rainbow Railroad. And what I've done is I've made this my official fundraising image for the Rainbow Railroad. So anytime you get anything with this on it, all the proceeds that I would normally get go to the Rainbow Railroad. So far, we've raised just over $300. I've got another remittance coming in. There might be another 10 or 20 on there. Nice. I'm very excited. So for those of you who are wondering, well, what the heck? How do I get one of those? The link is down below in the description box. Also, I want to show you this image in time for Halloween. This is Fingerdoo by Denise Cherneau. It is her visualizing me as a gorgon.
Because Wilma's stare will turn you to stone.
Well, it'll turn you to something, I'll tell you what. So that is also available on Redbubble. The link is down below. So, Canada's Drag Race, episode 2 of season 2. What did we think?
We had fun.
It was a good episode. Let's talk about post-elimination. So Beth is gone.
She's gone.
She left a big mess. Yes. What was funny though was the Brat Pack, the other 3 girls left from Vancouver. I didn't get a very strong feeling of warmth from them. And now all of a sudden Beth is the first to go and they have nothing but praise. Nothing but praise. So glad that the world got to see what she had to offer.
So glad the world got to see.
Which is a double-sided compliment because it's like, oh, I'm so glad the world got to see you fail. You got kicked off first. Poor Beth. The next day, they were all in the workroom and the first thing that they had to do was mock Eve 6000.
Eve 6000. Well, I understand that sense of relief, like, oh, I thought I was going home and I'm not going home, but girl, you're out in public. Contain a little bit.
Yeah, that's why you have a hotel room. You know, hold it together.
Oh, there's so many extra pillows you can have set up, even during COVID.
Yeah.
Cry in those pillows.
Oh, yeah. So it still was an unnecessary moment from last week, but they had at least had something to talk about.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna mock.
Yeah, but they didn't talk about it for too long because right away it was RuPaul's video message, and this one was all about circus. So Brad Goretzky popped his head in, and he was followed by Tracy Melchor, who we love. And they were there with today's mini challenge, Hometown Pride. Adriana, who comes from Quebec City, wore
some sort of Dutch milkmaid.
Yeah. Bloomers, which
confused.
Yeah, but. You know, she said it kept her sugar shack moist.
I thought it was going to be something Colombian.
Yeah. Eve 6000.
Yeah.
Representing not just Toronto, but Church Street.
Well, she had an eggplant emoji. That's everywhere.
That's anywhere. It doesn't have to be Church Street.
I was confused by this one, too.
Yeah. Next was one of my favorite outfits of the night, just because it was so stupid. It was so stupid. From Quebec City, Océane Aqua Black walked out in a lumberjack plaid, which is, I think, the official Canadian tuxedo fabric.
Yeah.
And the back of her dress was erupting with big cheesy curds of poutine.
Delicious.
Yes. Now, do you say poutine or do you say poutine?
You say poutine because if you say poutine, you're talking about a streetwalker.
I want to talk about her makeup, though. We learned in the last episode that Océane can't see her face when she's doing her makeup. Do you think that's why she had all that white on her face, or was that the cheesy curdy goodness from her backpack seeping forward?
Oh, I went with a third option, but it is not appropriate for a family show like this.
Barf. Next up, our only Ottawa queen, Isis Couture. Now, she wore what is considered a Royal Guard uniform. But that's a Beefeater uniform from Britain. Now, yes, the Queen is still on our money, and yes, we started as a colony. So I can imagine at some point the Beefeater was used. But I went online and saw pictures of Capitol Hill with the guards all dressed in Beefeater uniforms. But you live in Ottawa.
I just don't ever remember seeing a Beefeater in Ottawa. And when I was a little kid, I loved Beefeaters. So you think it would have stood out for me? What do you say? I even knew their winter uniform and their summer uniform. I don't know how. I couldn't tell you there's a difference now. What? You're just jealous that I love Beefeaters. I don't know what that means. I came out dirtier than I was supposed to.
You love Beefeaters or they love you?
Who doesn't love a Beefeater?
Of course, you think they'd want chicken. Well, something that made absolutely no sense to me whatsoever was Geometric from Sunset Beach, Vancouver. I've never heard of that.
The famous Sunset Beach.
I've never been to Vancouver, so I know
one beach in Vancouver, and it's Wreck Beach, and I'm pretty sure it's because it's either
named
the
after
nude
you?
beach or the no, that'd be Hot Mess Beach. It's either the nude beach or like the pot beach. Either way, it's a fun beach.
But this Sunset Beach,
Sunset
you know,
Beach, I had no idea.
No, and I certainly didn't learn anything from the outfit she wore. You could have worn that for any city.
And I definitely don't want to go there because it seems like annoying people hang out on that beach.
That doesn't deserve a shame. I think it deserves a shame. Next up, we had Kamora Amore, and she was representing Scarborough in her Sunday best.
There needs to be a hat with your Sunday best. Jesus, you're already on.
Or best for what? A funeral? It was very dour. It was very severe, and she came out with that face on her. She teaches Sunday school. You could tell from that face that she teaches Sunday school. What are you doing? Ah!
Did you feel it was marmish?
Yeah, it was very marmish. I mean, I don't care. It was a mini challenge.
I used to teach Sunday school. Those children are all going to hell.
Because you taught them right.
I taught them right.
Another costume that I found, I don't know, it could have been from anywhere with the city's name on it, was Kendall Gender, who was representing Davie Street in Vancouver. Now, this is where, historically, I think they've cleaned it up a lot since, or maybe not. I've never been. Why am I even talking? But this is where you get your hookers and your cheap drugs, or your cheap hookers and drugs. It depends.
Depends on what you're into.
Yeah. It's a rough part of town, and so her idea to wear a heart that says the heart of Davies, and then she's classy and a little bit gassy.
It just felt like she was dressed up like a box of chocolates for no reason.
Yeah, she could have.
I was confused.
I mean, well, if that's what she wants to represent her hometown.
Maybe you just don't know enough about Davie Street. Maybe there's hearts everywhere.
Maybe all the hookers wear that. Maybe you can't be a hooker without that outfit on.
It's very old-timey. I don't think you'd make a lot of money.
Certainly not saying old-timey. Next, we had one of my favorite, not favorite, but the start of the favorite costumes for me was Suki Doll's orange and white trapeze dress representing the construction cones that are in Montreal all the time. If you have never been to Montreal and have heard everyone complain about the construction there, it's ongoing and it's awful.
And they've never built anything.
No,
there's nothing's
there. Been improved.
I love Suki's
yeah.
pylon/manhole outfit.
Yeah. She, if anyone's going to know about piling on a manhole, it's going to be Suki Doll. And then we had Cynthia Kiss from West End, Vancouver, and she basically just wore a rain slicker and carried an umbrella because it's Vancouver.
It rains.
All the time.
It rains. What a fascinating fact about Vancouver.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know your town so much better.
Yeah. I have to say the next costume that came down the runway was my favorite of the night. It was Pythia's orange and white striped outfit too, but hers was much more art-centric. She had the reflector sunglasses, she had a hat.
Yeah, it felt like Willy Wonka's version of a pylon.
Yeah, and she wore it because she stops traffic. And you wouldn't an outfit like that. I like her.
I like her a lot.
Next, we had one of my favorite performances of the night, Stephanie Prince. I have to say, I wanted to say this last week too, but the noises she makes when she's posing, so funny. It just puts her right in that mood. And for her Calgary hometown look, well, she wore a stripper outfit.
Yeah.
And she took it off inch by inch. And it was fabulous.
Like Calgary to me.
Yeah. Well, I've never been. Again, I hear there's a lot of cows there. I don't know what they wear.
Well, she threw in some nod to cowboy culture and then took it all off. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Stephanie.
So when the hometown proud, hometown,
None of those were the right words.
none. So when the hometown Pride Fest was over, the winner was Oceane Aqua Black. And I'm not mad at that because she was hysterically funny.
It's fine.
But I don't think there's anything funny about poutine.
No, it's
Don't make
serious
fun of that.
business.
Yeah.
Serious business.
Yeah.
So get between me and my cheesy gravy curds. Cheesy gravy curds is Wilma's name.
In
the
high school.
alley.
In the alley.
How's this go?
Was my name not 15 minutes ago. Thank you, Imodium.
I just really wish we didn't have to sit this close.
So with that done and dusted, and again, I hate it when they have a mini challenge and the winner, it has nothing to do with the next challenge.
What's the weird mini challenge?
There should be a bit like some kind of a perk to the maxi challenge.
It felt a little arbitrary as a mini challenge. Like it kind of felt like, oh, does anyone have an extra outfit here that they don't know what to wear it for? Okay, let's call it the hometown pageant.
Well, oh, excuse me.
Right, that's how I felt about it. It was a little boring.
So the maxi challenge was a rusical. Episode 2, a rusical.
They're not messing around.
No, they are not. This is what's happening, and they were going to have to sing live.
Sing live.
Live. And
Poor little lip-syncing drag queens having to sing live.
oh my god, oh my god.
Girl.
Stephanie Prince was worried. But still, they all were excited to do a rusical. And so they it was down to them to pick the parts too. They weren't, it wasn't being assigned. I thought for sure that Oceane would at least be able to pick the parts.
That's right, you didn't even get that little bonus from winning.
No, just $1,000 to have food delivered to her door, which I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm
That's a
not
pretty good
judging. I
price.
love food delivered to my door.
That's a pretty good price. $1,000 worth of food?
$1,000?
That'll get you through to next week.
That's a couple of meals at least.
Yeah, but it's no picking the rolls, I'll tell you what. So right away, the queens got down to casting this SOB, and it was, Under the Big Top was the name of the musical, clown themes, so everyone was playing a clown or a drag version of a clown. Pythia right away wanted Pennywise.
Pennywise.
So, because she says she's like that, a little bit creepy, a little bit
spooky,
a little bit country, a little bit rock and
Da-da-da-da.
roll. Yeah. And then Cynthia Kiss suggested that she is comfortable singing live.
Singing and dancing.
So she said she wanted to play Corset, who I guess from the reaction of everyone else was the lead ingenue. And then the next queen that called a role was Geometric, and she wanted Himbo. Now, do you think that Himbo was a direct spoof on Jimbo from season 1?
I think it was. I think they just ripped off poor little Jimbo. We're not going to let you stay and compete for a win. We're just going to steal your name for the next season.
Then, of course, we had the ring mistress, Kendall Gender, openly said she's not a singer, but she can sell anything. So she said, I want to do that role.
I'll sing if I can sing funny. You
Yeah.
sing funny.
Speaking of selling it, Kamora did not want to sing. She wanted a non-singing role. And apparently for a musical, there actually was one, the Bianca character, the comedy queen Bianca. So
Snatch that right up.
she got the, and there was another non-singing role.
Reveliana.
Yeah, but Eve 6000 wanted it, but was going to make it a singing role because she likes to sing.
I don't think this is going to go well.
No, mark
well
it
at
down.
all.
What time is it? We're
singing
calling
role.
this as a choices moment. And then we were met with drama. The first moment where one role was wanted by more than one person, and it was Leather and Lace, the dancing queens, and 3 queens wanted them. Suki Doll, Isis Couture, and
Stephanie Prince.
Stephanie Prince. But Stephanie Prince said she would only do the role if the right person, she wanted leather, and she'd only do it with the right person playing lace. They decided that they should have a ball for the
Have
role.
a ball.
So everyone
Dance
danced it
it
out.
off.
And it was very clear out of the 3 that Suki Doll wasn't
No.
the twinkle toes she thought she was.
No. What I'm going to do is take a dancing role and just not dance. I'm going
Yeah.
to do the opposite of Eve 6000.
Yeah. So because Suki Doll did not get to dance, she was relegated to the comedy clowns, Bing Bang and Bong. And the other 2 people playing those characters was
Oceane, Aqua
Oceane
Black.
and Adriana. Adriana? Adriana,
All of those.
Sade.
You shut it.
Those three were doing the clowns. And I thought it was funny that Sookie said, well, if it's going to be like that, then I'm going to do the clown part.
If I have
and
no
I'll
aptitude for
slay
dancing.
it. It's like, well, you better slay it if you want to win Drag Race.
Yeah.
Why are you announcing that? That should have been your mantra walking in the first day.
You just had your dancing audition and it did not go well.
It did not go well.
Yeah.
So as the queens started reading over their roles and working with each other, because there definitely seemed to be, like, the three clowns had to work together.
Yeah.
Another group was Leather and Lace, the dancing queens. And because their roles are supposed to be a bit judgy and hateful, they were getting in the mood by reading everyone in the room. It was very funny because they looked like they were having fun doing it. But
yeah, I probably would have spent more time practicing.
Yeah, getting my moves on.
That's just me.
And before any of the queens could notice what was going on, it was time to work on their vocals.
Delicious dish, Tom Ellison.
That's right, Tom Ellison. Now, he is a musical performer, Broadway tours.
He's a Broadway baby from
I saw him in Priscilla here in Toronto before it opened on Broadway.
He's on Killjoy. That's probably his role that the most people would know him from.
It's on the Sci-Fi Network.
It's on the Sci-Fi with one of those adorable little Ashmores on it. I could never tell them apart, but I don't care.
Who cares? As long as there's one near you, you don't care.
I don't care. One of them ran past me one day. It was quite delicious. I tripped him. I didn't even care.
The first one to the mic was Pythia, who, I have to say, looks like a drawing of a mime artist or a French artist. Like, she got that long face and that smile. You almost see a little curly Q mustache above her lip. Like, and she was playing Pennywise, and she did a great job. She was being very physical, but her singing wasn't bad. She made some flubs in wording, but her singing was great.
No, she got to what Tom wanted to see, and then we quickly moved on.
Yes, to Cynthia Kiss, who I have to say, I was like, okay, she's one of the Vancouver girls. They all think very highly of themselves. Okay, what have you got? Well, she had a lot. I nearly fell over. At first, I thought it was still lip syncing. Yeah. I didn't think it was her singing. Oh my God.
Great voice. I was very impressed. But I like people who aren't like, I'm an amazing singer. And they just sort of be like, oh, we're singing now? Okay. This is me singing. And you're like, oh.
And after everyone was gagged, she wasn't stuck up about it. She was still very, just
like, fine. This is my thing. I know how to sing. I'm really good at it. And this is me doing it.
I have to say, it made me like Cynthia Kiss a lot more than I was.
It made me like her a ton. I was super impressed with her after that.
Yeah. Talent always wins.
Yeah. Talent and graciousness.
Mm-hmm. And not being called Beth. So we went from a fabulous singer who could sell it to a not so fabulous singer who sold it just as well, and that was Kendall Gender.
Yeah, and that made me like Kendall more.
Yeah, like to stand there and obviously sing badly, no matter how much, like to have somebody go ooh and you go God,
it's a little bit.
Yeah, you couldn't have told her anything. Yeah. She was the best in the room, and she gave it for just a rehearsal. I thought she did an excellent job.
I appreciated that. She's like, I'm terrible at singing. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna sell this, and please enjoy.
Yeah, and then the contrast to that was Bing Bang Bong, which was Oceane, Suki Doll, and Adriana, and I don't know if any of them could sing because as a group they just couldn't even get into step with each other. No, it was awful. And you could see the writing on the wall for them. So next up we had Geometric playing Himbo. Now I still can't tell if she could sing. I didn't feel she did very confident at what she was doing. And she was physical, like she already had some ideas as to what she would be doing in the character. But the first couple of notes out of the gate for me were very off.
Yeah, she seemed very comfortable and confident.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't sure why.
Yeah.
So my opinion of her changed not a lick.
So from somebody who was overly confident regardless of what was happening, we then jumped to somebody who was putting up a front of confidence, even though they knew in their heart of hearts they had nothing.
Do you think they know?
I do.
Do you think that was all just bluster?
I think that there's something about the way Eve was telling people she could sing.
Did she not know that she was going to be tested on this, though? Like, I can sing. It's like, okay. Oh, you mean now? Oh, now. Oh, well,
Well,
I
the
can't
worst
sing
of it
now.
being live, they can't auto-tune anybody. So if
No.
you're off, and the whole thing with Eve's song was, it sounded like it was off tempo, like it had a
Yeah.
weird tempo. It wasn't following
Little
a
scatty
good, yeah.
staccato.
And she had a hard first note to hit, which she couldn't.
Well,
Which
she
threw
also
the
had
whole
a
song.
challenging second, third, fourth, and fifth notes as well. I don't think it was just the first one that was holding her up.
As Kendall Gender said, like, you said you could sing.
Yeah, you're the one
You
that told us
said
you could sing.
You could sing.
If you hadn't said that you could sing, then we all would have been like, "Oh,
This is the
you
thing-
just tried your best. Look
Yeah,
at you,
yeah.
tried your best, not a singer."
And then the Queens moved on to choreography with Hollywood Jade.
So convenient that his name is Hollywood and he became a dancer.
No kidding.
His parents were smart.
If the Queens were having trouble singing, they all seemed to struggle through the dancing. We didn't see everybody, though. Somebody we did see was Kamora, because she didn't have to do the vocal thing because she's not singing in
She's not
this.
singing.
But she was definitely a thrill for Hollywood Jade, especially after he had just worked with Leather and Lace, which was Isis Couture and Stephanie Prince. He was outright rude to them. He was like, "You didn't know these rules asked for dancing."
Yeah, he seemed real annoyed at that.
Yeah, and then so you cast yourself, and just not impressed with them. They ended the choreography segment off on a low note with a Bing Bang Bong.
Yeah, I don't know how much choreography they had to learn, but I don't think they learned it.
No,
I don't think they picked it all up. Yeah.
no. Needless to say, Mr. Jade was not happy.
Positively naked. Put your earrings back.
I know. I took them off. Well, just for
Your lobes.
I don't like to wear them in the bathroom. And then it was Elimination Day, and the Queens had to get ready. And while they were getting ready, I thought a really important conversation happened in the workroom between Suki Doll, Adriana, and Stephanie Prince. And it was about being a new citizen in a new country. And I think that we often hear people complain about immigrants and why they don't want them in a country and all that. But you rarely hear about the experience of some of these people moving to a new country, because in most cases it's not a choice.
No, especially if you're like, it's different if you're moving for a job versus you're coming as a refugee, or like you're leaving a bad situation. Like, you're not necessarily going to start off, maybe a land of opportunity, but it doesn't always start off that way.
Yeah, and I think that Canada has a great global reputation for being warm and accepting, but we're still a bunch of white people living in the middle of a country. There's a lot of xenophobia in all countries. But the thing that is a good thing, I think, about Canada is that we have that cultural mosaic where we have communities like Little Poland, they're all little. I grew up in a very Greek part of Toronto, next to the East Indian community.
It's right there.
I think that's good for residents of a country because it makes them more aware of people's differences. But when you move to a country, at least now you have a network to help you springboard into. It's hard if you don't speak the language, and the whole day you're trying to ask somebody for directions to your new job, and they think you're stupid because you can't speak English. And I can't imagine what it would be like to have that experience all day and then have nobody to talk to at the end of it, or even be able to get a newspaper from my country or something. So I'm very proud of Canada for that, especially in Toronto.
Toronto is the most multicultural city in the world. We have the most, like, if you any food that you're interested in,
you can get it.
Someone's got a restaurant selling it to you somewhere.
Yeah. It's I'm very proud of that. And so to hear these three queens talk about what it's like to not just deal with the racism, but then the homophobia, and they're fighting what they can't hide and hiding what they have to. And then I was absolutely stunned that Stephanie used to be 300 pounds. Like,
You don't think there's enough space on her to?
There's not enough space on her to even write 300 pounds. She is a tiny little slip of a thing. And she used to be a fat kid too. And, everybody loves to pick on a fat kid. Yeah. Oh, they can't run fast. Oof. They're an easy target.
I know, that's the fat. Little gay kid. You're like, no, don't go after it. Get the fat one. He can't get away.
Yeah. And then it was time for the runway. And I just would like to say one of my favorite changes from season 1 to season 2, no guest host. Now it's a guest judge, Tracy Melchor. Yeah. Brooklyn hosted.
Gorgeous.
She did. She looked spectacular.
Stunning.
And of course, then Brad Goreski was there, and Hollywood Jade rounded out the judging table. So we had 4 like you would normally.
Yeah.
So very much back to the RuPaul method.
Yeah, it just makes more sense.
Yeah.
Just let Brooklyn do everything.
Yeah. Because why would she pay to have all those dresses if she's only sitting for the whole show?
Yeah.
So it was the musical Under the Big Top, and thank God it opened with Cynthia Kiss. Because she, oh my God.
Fantastic.
It was a musical. There was, like, I had, ooh, it was like a show.
It was like, oh, okay, all right. Someone set the bar pretty high.
Yeah, and Kendall Gender did nothing to diminish that bar. No, she did not sound as good.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with that.
It didn't matter.
No, she was...
She's energetic and sold it and had a character. Like, the singing was almost secondary.
The other great role in this, for me, there were 2 others. Pythia playing Pennywise, or Hennywise.
Which was amazing.
The other great performance, in my opinion, was Geometric as Himbo.
Yeah.
Again, I still don't know that she sang well, but she didn't suck.
Yeah,
but the performance, she gave it 110%.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
The worst performances were the clowns. Bing Bang Bong. Another huge downer again, because too many people in it, Leather and Lace.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Not only were they disinteresting, but they just seemed to shrink as it went on. Like they were smelling themselves.
And then Eve not only dropped the ball with the singing, but dropped the ball with the reveals.
The reveals were not really big. She came out in a cone, so we knew that was coming off. And then when she took that off, her wig fell off. And then she picked the wig up and then let it go, which I thought, well, good for you for trying. But the line she sang at that time was, you won't even see it coming. It's like everyone saw that coming because it went.
If she'd been in the moment, then she could have played with that. Been like, oh, you won't see it coming. It's like, like if the audience doesn't know what you're supposed to do. The audience doesn't know what your choreography is. We don't know what your lines are. We don't know what you're supposed to do. So if you fake it and entertain me, I'm not going to look at it twice.
And she didn't. The other thing that really bothered me, like really just put a bad taste in my mouth, was in the confessional, Eve saying that she had never sung in front of people before.
Why would you?
Well, how are you a good singer then? Like, that's part of being a good singer. Everyone's a good singer in the shower. Everyone is a good singer in the shower, in the car.
In your shower?
Oh my God.
But who told you were a good singer?
Yeah,
That's
you need to be told that you're a good singer. You can't just tell people
I want to go up to that person and be like, hi, were you the one who told me?
Yeah.
Who else did you like? Did you think Kamora did a good job?
No.
No?
Oh, no. It wasn't that she didn't do a good job.
It was fine. I thought
it was all right.
There was more meat on those bones.
But even her makeup choice, I was surprised at how rough her makeup looked. I mean, I know she was trying to do Bianca, but Bianca's makeup is impeccable. Yeah. It may be over-exaggerated and everything, but it's impeccable. Her timing was off in it. She was better in the rehearsal. I think she was having more fun in the rehearsal. You could certainly see her counting in her head.
Yeah, timing is everything in comedy and dancing.
No kidding. All in all, there was some good, there was some bad, there was a lot of ugly, but this was the best musical that we have seen on a Drag Race franchise in years.
I was so impressed. Yeah. I mean, despite the epic fail, it was very entertaining.
Like, I would be, if I went to see Drag Race live in Vegas and that was one of the numbers, I'd be thrilled.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
They did an excellent job. And then it was on to the runway, and the category is
Circus
Couture. Circus Berserkus. And the first one out was Isis Couture, and I just have to say, loved it.
Gorgeous.
Fingerdoo for Isis Couture. She had like a Poirot, like rough. There was a lot of references going on.
Yeah, lots of nods to old-time clowning.
Yeah, and she looked spectacular. Yeah, the next queen out on the runway was Geometric as the human cannonball, and I'd say I like this. But she made me think of Gia. She's been making me think of Gia Good when she's been in drag. Gigi Good since.
I didn't understand the reveal. I was like, oh, you're getting shot.
That was
out
the
of
cannon.
That was the cannon.
Once you realize it, because when she dropped that, I thought, oh, Evil Knievel. That's what I thought. But no,
I mean, if it's Canadian, you should have gone with Super Dave.
Yeah, super. But it was circus. Dave wasn't in the circus.
Oh, that's true.
Speaking of personality, Kendall Jenner's horsey showgirl or
show
showy
pony.
horse pony.
Show pony. She's the show pony.
So funny. So funny. I'm sorry. I just thought that was a stupid outfit. It's the only outfit she's worn so far that made sense of her hips.
The padding still look weird to me.
But she looks super cute. I do want to say for geometric, I'm going to give her a Fingerdoo because it wasn't awful. No. And I'm also going to give Jendel Kender. Jendel
She's
Kender.
the gentle.
At least I didn't call her genitals. Killed her or whatever. Kendall Jenner, I am also going to give Fingerdoo to because I just thought that was hilarious. All my favorite things, hooves and feathers. The next costume down the runway surprised the hell out of me.
Because it was so great.
It was so great.
So
Eve
great.
6000's Lucille Ball as a clown being eaten by a lion was art. It was spectacular.
It was
like
gorgeous.
Clearly she spent a lot of money having that made. But then my question is, where are you going to wear that again? You know?
Well, just like casual, like
Casual Friday at the bank?
feline themed parties. I can think of 8,000 places I would go in that outfit.
Yeah, I'm totally giving her a Fingerdoo because it was a stunning costume, but it surprised the hell out of me that she was the one that wore it.
It was a stunning costume. I thought her face looked great.
Yeah,
I
no.
thought, yeah.
Yeah, why wasn't she pulled together like that for the musical?
I don't know.
I would have tried hard.
I don't know.
I mean, this is the problem with some of these queens. You fail in a challenge and then you show them that you actually can do it in the runway. You're just setting yourself up to be judged harder.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Next down the runway was one of my favorite outfits of the evening. It was OCN Aqua Black in a black and white tent dress. It was like a take on the old panier dresses where instead of panniers, it was the whole big top. And I loved it. I thought it was a gorgeous look. The only thing I hated about this look, and I hated it in the challenge too, was her makeup. And again, I get that she can't see her face. But there's a difference
Could she
between...
not feel her face? Does she not know when the brushes are hitting her face? Because that's what it seemed like with this makeup.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not one to talk, but at least I know where my face is.
Yeah. You know where shapes are meant to go.
I know where shapes are meant to go.
Yeah, and color.
Try my hardest.
But hers looked more like a tribal mask.
I was very confused.
I wasn't sure by the clown makeup, and then for the runway, she just added a bigger smile to it. And
confused.
yeah, I would have gone even not. You don't have to do white clown makeup. The fact that she had no color on her face except for these very faint dots and lines.
I was confused. I was very
Because I would have
confused.
said like a big blue eyelid would have given it a clown look, big red cheeks. But
Choices.
yeah, she looked more like a clown in her poutine outfit.
Truth.
Yeah. And then another outfit that I thought was... It was cute. It was circus, like it fit the brief, but I didn't like it.
You don't like Cynthia?
No, Cynthia Kiss. It's like an umbrella with all the spokes taken out of it.
It was a cute idea, and one of those things that if you thought of it, you'd be like, oh, that's going to be so cute. And then you see it in real life, you're like, oh, that didn't work at all. It didn't. Because up until that point, I was like, oh, she's totally won this week.
There was so much room in that she could have had even just snaps at the wrist to keep it like sleeves.
It just
So that when she moved, there was no shape. Her arms disappeared. When she turned, I thought, oh, there's going to be a reveal because it's an umbrella shape. It'll come right up.
Well, that would have been
and
great.
it just came up a little, like blue shorts, I think she had on, but nothing particular. So I'm going to give that one a Fingerdoo. Not for anything more than I just didn't understand it.
Yeah, it wasn't awful, but I think it was a missed opportunity.
Yeah. The next outfit down the runway gets all the Fingerdoos. All 10 of them.
I died.
All 8 of them plus 2 finger thumbs. Just like, she, oh my God, her two-headed lady was so beautiful.
It was so well done.
And the matching makeup, I mean.
It was perfect. The
Clearly
hair
it was a
perfect.
cast from her face, clearly. But then to match that makeup perfectly.
To match the makeup so perfectly, to match the hair so perfectly, it was just all put together.
Brad
so
Goretzky
beautifully.
clutched pearls when she came around the corner, and I was too. I was just like, ooh, and there it is. There's the bar. Like this is how hard you must try to get on this ride. These little Cynthia Kiss umbrella dresses and I'm so sorry, but OCN, like with their half-assed makeup, this is the bar. Pythia really showed them all what's what. And to prove my point. Kamora Amore was next, and I have to say, this outfit looked like an unconventional materials challenge for me.
Yeah, I felt the same. It was like she just found some. I know the concept was some garbage that I found. It was like, okay, but it looks like some garbage that
Why
you
she
found.
didn't have a break between the top and the bottom with a nice corset that was red and white striped.
Yeah.
Something circus colored.
All that's anytime you stick all that stuff to your corset, you just lose.
You
the
just
shape.
lose the shape. And she, I didn't hate the outfit because it was on theme, and I liked her take, like sweeping up after the circus. Either way, I had to give her. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, a finger yawn. That's even worse.
That's
than
the
a
lowest of the low, a finger yawn. You don't want a finger yawn because, well, my mouth's open. I have to say, Suki Doll has not disappointed me 1 minute. Maybe she's not the best. Maybe she's not winning challenges, but I love looking at her on the runway.
Gorgeous.
And this was another, this
Gorgeous.
red and white, I don't know, like atomic bunny. I don't know what it was,
It
but
was like a clown crash test.
first of all, the
dummy,
makeup on her
like-
face was so graphic. Like I could see that in like ID magazine or something. You know, it was just stunning. And then the long tent that had a puppet underneath it, and those boots.
Boots.
Oh,
Yeah, I was very impressed.
it was
I
very
impressed with
different.
this
She
outfit.
had a great presentation for it, and again, as I say, I expect from her, and she delivers. So Fingerdoo
Fingerdoo
for Suki Doll. Adriana had a confusing costume for me. She said off the top she was an aerial artist.
Yeah.
And she did try and walk a tight rope, but
Yeah.
it quickly went by the side of the road. Yeah. And the costume was gorgeous. It really was.
It was very
But
pretty, but it
it
was.
didn't say circus or aerial act to me. Like,
No,
not in a conventional way.
I mean, it was a very nice bodysuit with the confusing.
I could see
Sydney
a
Opera
Circus
House
Soleil
jacket.
person wearing it, but not like a
Yeah.
whole team. Yeah, it did look like the Sydney Opera House with the lapels. Yeah. So I'm going to give it a finger down. I thought that they closed the runway down fabulously. It was our girl, Stephanie Prince, who, again, has not disappointed me, at least with her personality. She always has something to say. And I said that. I said she's going to have something to
gotta
say.
watch out for
She's going to
Stephanie.
tell a few people. Well, she's told everyone by now. And she told us that she knows how to throw down a great circus look, because she came down in what looked like a very Victorian...
Standard,
Yeah,
gorgeous,
yeah.
dark red burgundy dress. Yeah.
And then whipped the fans out of her way, and she had a long white braided beard, and
Like a long ass beard.
it was gorgeous. And nobody else had done. This is why I think some of the looks disappointed me so much. Bearded lady.
Yeah.
The
You meant a lady.
yeah. I mean, even Eve's lion eating the clown was better than some of them. So I just have to say, well done to all the queens that did well, but particularly Stephanie Prince. I mean, what a great way to end that, because between her and Pythia,
Oh, what a fantastic.
yeah, that's the
reveal
bar.
from
Those are
Stephanie.
the bars.
Yeah.
This is as hard as you need to try.
Good.
So start trying. Seriously.
Serious?
And then it was time for the judges' critiques. So right away, they
And
kept
I know who
they kept
stayed.
Isis, they kept Kendall,
Yeah.
they kept Suki,
Gia.
Geometric, Pythia,
Yeah.
Eve,
Yeah. Ocean.
Ocean, and I think that's it. I think it was 7. They were all in the tops and bottoms. Everyone else was safe, and they went to the Untucked Lounge. And the first queen that they talked to was Suki Doll. And she's one of the queens that they love on the runway. They love her on the runway, but they did not love her in this. And she seemed to be getting a lot of leeway in that it was a difficult challenge to be performing with 2 other people.
Yeah, I thought the judges could have been a lot more hard than they were.
Because they certainly were harsh with other people. Geometric, they couldn't say enough about.
Oh, they love it.
By the
Hate
time
that,
they
huh?
were done her critique, I thought she'd won. And then we had Kendall Gender, who did well for a non-singer and got praised for it. I think she got praised more for sticking to it and selling it as well as she did, in spite of her talent level.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're still doing drag, we're still doing comedies. So
Yeah.
if you're not good at it, but you sell it and throw yourself into it, it's gonna work.
Yeah. And she cannot sing. And yet I didn't think she was that bad in the live performance. She actually didn't sound bad at all. And then Isis Couture really got the first harsh critique of the day.
And deservedly so.
Yeah. Well, and then Hollywood Jade was back on the thing. Not only was this not a good part for you, but you fought for this part. Like
Yeah.
you brought it up in front
You
of the other
wanted,
judges.
you wanted this part.
This was a part of
you had
choice.
a tiny ball, and
Yeah, and you still didn't sell it. And yeah, you could see that she was not feeling proud about her choices that day.
choices.
The next queen that got judged was Eve 6000, and they loved her runway. Why wouldn't they? It was
Why
stunning.
wouldn't they?
It was stunning.
It was stunning. It was gorgeous.
But she got read. She got a harsh critique too for her performance because the thing that pissed me off about her the most was when she said, "I have never sung live in front of an audience before." It's
who
like,
told you can sing?
yeah, OC and Aqua Black was also in the bottom, clearly. I mean, and of the two clowns, Adriana was safe.
I'm surprised that she wasn't down there, but
I guess I couldn't put them all there.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, because Eve was still in the mix.
Ooh.
Thankfully, right after her, it was Pythia. And this is a queen. Not only did she gag those judges with the runway, nobody could have anything bad to say about her runway, but they could not get over her performance either.
It was fantastic.
Because she wasn't a dancing role, and she outdanced Leather and Lace. Yeah. There was a lot of really high praise for Pythia, and rightly so. No kidding.
Job.
Something that the judges did not notice, but I certainly did, was that I think that those are Ocean's only pairs of shoes. That little black heel with the silver fringe on it, because she walked in those. Yeah. She wore one of them for the second runway and held the other up by her face, which immediately makes it more obvious. And then she wore it again for this runway.
Well, maybe she has 12 pairs of shoes, but when she's grabbing them, she doesn't have her glasses on, so she just feels around and keeps grabbing the same pair.
After the judges' critiques, it was time to retire to the Untucked Lounge.
Oh.
No one retired. It was a full frontal attack, and the main target was Eve 6000.
Oh.
She...
Was it an attack?
No, because she started it. She absolutely started reading these girls for whatever insecure reason she was quantifying in her mind.
Yeah.
But she was like, oh, well, I didn't think it was... I thought it was a singing challenge. I didn't think it was a personality challenge.
Even if it was a singing challenge, you failed. You failed at singing.
Yeah. She didn't sing well, so even though she was focusing on that, you don't get points for the focus because you failed.
You don't get points for trying.
And then the second half of that would have been the personality, which she failed twice on, because not only did she have no personality, but even her costume didn't have any personality. Like the whole act sucked.
I understand, like, not in the moment, not knowing how you've done, but after you've been judged by a panel of 4 human beings who all had the same opinion, and you're like, well, you know what? I still think I did a great job. But like, do you? Do you?
It was a very telling peek into her psyche.
It really was. It made me understand Eve a lot more.
I now understand why she said she was a good singer. Yeah, because in the theater of her mind, she has no idea.
Yeah.
Well, and then, this is what struck me. This is why I keep getting her mixed up with Beth, because Beth was from Vancouver.
Yeah.
Eve is from Toronto, but does she live in Vancouver, or has she worked in Vancouver? Or,
I don't know.
But she said she chose that moment to point out to Kendall Gender that there was something that she had wanted to say to her almost right from the beginning. And then my girl Kamora Amore was all like, oh, no, oh. She clearly has a 17-year-old son at home. Yeah. She knew. I mean, I was sitting there when Eve started talking. Stop, I'm alone in my own apartment and I'm uncomfortable.
Stop it.
Oh, and it
you're behind.
She said, well, I feel like you've been ignoring me. It's like it's a competition. Kendall is there to win. She will slap Geometric and Cynthia Kiss out of the way to win, because she wants to win.
Yeah.
Yes, they're friends, but that's irrelevant at this point. So shame on Eve.
Yeah.
Shame on her. Yeah. And when they went back to the runway, it was announced pretty quickly that the winner of this week, and I was with you, I thought Cynthia Kiss she seemed to have that edge where the judges were concerned, but I couldn't have been more happy that it was Pythia.
Yay!
She did such a good job in the challenge. She had such a great runway, and I just was very, very, it's been a while since somebody's won where I've been like, yes, that's right. Yeah. There you go.
I thought they were going to give it to Geometric.
Yeah.
I thought for sure, but I think her runway kind of let her down. Like it wasn't quite.
Yeah, it wasn't
like,
great.
It's not that it was bad.
No,
it's just
the human
themes
cannonball was good, but
so much better.
yeah, no
so great.
kidding.
Well done.
And the girls that landed in the bottom, the winner of last week, Isis Couture in the bottom this, and then Oceane, and they danced it out to Girlishous's
Stupid shit.
yes. And I have to say, when when Oceane Black had said she can dance when she's dancing,
Yeah.
she's right, she can. She
Yeah.
did a
Yeah.
great
She
performance.
has
I
some
was
moves.
very impressed with, especially after what she'd been doing up till there. She actually had dance moves. She was good. She lip synced well.
Yeah.
But I will also say this, that Isis Couture, if she had even done half of that in the challenge, she wouldn't have been in the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, some of these girls can dance, but they can't learn choreography.
No, it's true. But they
Yeah,
both
they
did a
can.
good job. It wasn't...
That's not memorable.
It wasn't the
lip
best
sync,
lip
but it
sync,
was
no.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, I was more surprised with how well they both did than them doing anything particular.
Yeah.
So when it was all said and done, I don't know. I thought it was a bit of a coin toss.
Did you think it was close?
I thought it was a little close. I did, but I wasn't that surprised that it was Isis Couture, only because I really felt that her runway put her ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Eve's runway saved her.
It really did. It really did.
That was the right time to
Yeah.
pull that out. Eve.
Oh, yeah.
If it had been anything less than that,
No,
I think
if-
she would have been dancing for her life.
If anyone thinks
Ooh,
the runway doesn't help, it absolutely does. I think
fish.
she's in trouble. She'll probably
Fish.
she could be in the bottom next
Watching
week.
you.
I don't know what the challenge is, but I don't expect her to do well no matter what
If
she
it's
says.
singing, no. If it's dancing,
No.
no. If it's making friends, no. If it's a Beth impersonator,
Yes.
yes, that could work. That could work. Yeah.
But there you go. That's our review. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, keep that to
Keep
yourself.
it to yourself.
No one
Don't-
needs to hear from a moaning myrtle.
Yeah, why are you so hateful?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
And
watch something else.
If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description box down below, as well as how to get the Denise Journeau Rainbow Railroad design on almost anything on my Redbubble shop, which is also linked down below. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me,
We're
Wilma.
going to try and have Wilhelmina here for all the Drag Race Canada reviews.
Let's see what I can do.
Well, since she got nothing else.
I got nothing.
If she's
Nothing.
busy, she might not be able to come. But so far, that's 2 down. You've been here for both of them. Next week should be no different. So until then, miss me. Mwah.
I'm very confused by these.
You know,
I really am. They seem-
I think for a woman on the go, like not
So
just
not us, not us.
not a drag queen,
We're
because
not
it's hard to
women.
get your eyelash in there. And also, I don't put mascara on
No, well.
my fake lashes. I put them on my real ones, and I do that. I do that after I have my fake lashes on, and so my fake lashes act like a mascara guard.
It's like a little monster.
Yeah. Or like, with the teeth. Eat your face. But when I saw little Scarlett doing it, and she was really like going for town.
Yeah.
I guess some people put their mascara like that.
All right.
I like to look down at a mirror and just do it.
I like to look down on everything.
Yeah, well, that's...
Oh, we should not have done all that cocaine. What have we done?
I didn't even get any.
What?
Yeah, look at that's where you
Oh.
look already.
Oh, so sorry.
You get self-centered and jumpy, and you don't trust people, and you accuse people of things.
It's all true.
That's fun.
That's yours.
Yeah.
Just
This is
leaving
the
up
best
yours.
drag lash mascara. Maybelline Great Lash. This is the best.
Maybe she's born with it.
No, it's Maybelline.
No, it's definitely Maybelline. That was the original.